the highway with a beer in my hand.
So God's Own Country is a love story set on a small farm in the north of England in Yorkshire, about a young man called Johnny who is struggling to run his family farm after his father, played by Ian, has fallen ill from a stroke. And they hire a Romanian migrant labourer to help with lambing time. And an intense relationship develops between the two men when they go up onto the moors to lamb sheep.
So I played Johnny's father, who's the sort of farmer, for want of a better word. And as a result of a stroke, which happens before the film begins, before the story begins, I'm in danger of losing the farm because the next generation, my son, does not want to continue in farming. Doesn't see a future in it. And then I'm affected by a second stroke later on and completely debilitated. So then that decision is having to be made of what's he going to do, because now he knows that his dad's not going to get better. Things aren't going to change. So he has that dilemma, and thankfully the Romanian character comes into this narrative and helps him to make that decision. Well, so my character has a stroke, so I spent a lot of time speaking to people who've been affected by stroke. Went to a stroke clinic to learn about the rehab process, what goes on in that, trying to get back speech, trying to get back mobility. I spoke to a doctor, it was a neuroscientist, neurosurgeon. He gave me an explanation of the varying things that can happen in the brain, because it's a choice. I mean, from an acting point of view, you have to think, I can't be non-verbal. From a film point of view, an entirely non-verbal character is a choice the director would have to make, not the actor. So I did a lot of that kind of research, a lot of work with speech, in terms of, but I also knew from personal experience, my mother had had 2 strokes, so I knew a lot about it already.
So the film's already been released in the UK, but is still out in cinemas because we've had a fantastic audience reaction. The film will be released in France, in the US, other 15 or more countries. Yeah, has been well received from its festival run and has sold to most territories of the world.
You know, people have been incredibly kind, incredibly generous, incredibly supportive of not just of our film, but of all the films here, particularly the ones in competition, because I mean, I know some of the other actors in some of those. So it's been a pleasure, absolute pleasure. It's not a sales place. That makes it a difference. You know, people aren't here to do business; they're here to just watch films. It's a much better way to do things.